Hello everybody, welcome back to Beware the Terrible. Today we're in a fight called the Flipping Fantastic featuring our Indeedee once more from Battle Styles with the Hand Kinesis attack doing 10x damage for each card in your hand for 2 colorless energy costs. We have our Blunder Policy from Brilliant Stars, the new tool card that allows you to draw 3 cards at the end of your turn if you flip a tail with the effect of an attack. We also have our Double Turbo and Twin Energy for Indeedee to attack. So Double Turbo only 3 copies just because it's reducing damage done by your Pokemon by 20. Twin Energy 4 copies. We also have 1 Roseanne just to recycle our tool card, Pokemon, and Special Energy. We are not playing any Stadium for this deck. We have our High Speed Manectric to draw 3 cards, even more cards into our hand with abilities. We have our Trainer card, Schoolgirl Schoolboy to draw up to 4 cards in a single turn, our Gym Trainer as well. So we get to draw a lot of cards every single turn with our Supporter, Pokemon's ability, Scoop Up Net to recycle the ability, and also Blunder Policy. So how do we use that card? We're trying to use Blunder for our basic Pokemon. Instead of Slurpuff, we now have our basic Coin Flippers to not only draw 3 cards at the end of our turn, but also to do damage with Spiral Rush as well, just because it guarantees you that Tails, you get to flip a coin until you get Tails and do 30 extra damage for this attack, plus 30 base for Twin Energy cost. Drampa 120 HP though, that means you don't get to recycle it with your Rescue Carrier, you don't get to add cards into your hand with this item card. So that's the risk that we're playing here. We can't rescue our Drampa with Carrier, we can't do more damage with Indeedee using that item card just because we are only rescuing 1 or 2 copies of our level ball cards. We don't have many. So we do have our Surskit to do agility though. It is a level ball card. We also have our Krabby just because it is under 90 HP. We actually get to rescue this card and we also get to attack with it. If we flip 2 heads, we get to do 120 damage. If we flip 1 tails, we at least get to draw 3 cards at the end of the turn. Same goes for your Surskit. If you flip a tails, at least you get to add 3 cards into your hand. If you flip a heads, you get to activate agility's effect and protect your Surskit from being knocked out on your next turn. So buying yourself that extra 1 turn is crucial just because we are drawing cards very slowly with our supporter, only 3 at a time, and only 3 at a time with Manectric as well, so not a lot of cards. Blunder Policy actually requires you to play that tool card. You have to attach the tool, you have to play your Pokemon, and you have to attach the energy as well. That means you're actually reducing 3 cards from your hand just to draw an additional 3 cards. So if they knock out your Pokemon with that tool and special energy attached, it's essentially drawing nothing. You're spending 3 cards to draw 3 cards, so it's essentially a net draw of 0. So that's why we're playing 1 copy of Roseanne's backup just to shuffle back those tool cards, special energy, and 1 Pokemon to add cards back into the deck so that we get to draw more later with our Manectric. We can't actually draw with supporter cards anymore if we play this card, but we at least get to recycle our ability with Scoop Up Net and then draw even more later on. Think about buying some time before we get to do our first knockout with Indeedee's Hand Kinesis. So our primary attacker is obviously Indeedee, 4 copies of this card in this deck, but our first attacker is Drampa because it is doing 30 base damage plus 30 more, not bad, and also you get to draw 3 cards with that Blunder Policy attached, and it even has the Call for Family attack, allows you to search your deck for 2 basic Pokemon, put it onto your bench. You get to search for your Feebas, you get to search for Electrike, or even an attacking Surskit or Indeedee. So that's how powerful this card is. It has that additional attack that allows you to kickstart your setup, and setup is super important for this deck just because we're relying so heavily upon Milotic's Dew Guard ability and also to draw faster with our high speed. We need a strong setup to get us going. We also have 2 Evolution Incense, 3 Great Ball, and 2 Level Ball to search for our Pokemon cards, and our usual mix of supporter for an Indeedee deck, 4 Schoolgirls, 2 Schoolboy, 4 Birdkeeper, 2 Avery, and 2 Gym Trainer to draw 4 cards if one of your Pokemon got knocked out on your last turn. So drawing 4 is going to help us a lot if we get to play these cards at the right time. Make sure you start drawing from the get-go and plan on evolving fast to do your Deal Guard ability, protect your hand from a Marnie, because if you can't do that early on, you're totally screwed. You have to set up fast your hand protection and then basically draw every single turn non-stop until you get as much as 200 damage with your Hand Kinesis, and then you're good to go to attack every single turn with this card, and then Rescue Carrier, Twin Energy, retreat with Manectric to repeat the entire cycle. Finally, we have 1 copy of Manaphy and 1 boss order for the extra power play. So that's all for the deck list. Let's go ahead for a gameplay. So let's go ahead for our first one. We got Ultra Necrozma coin, deck box, and an Arceus deck sleeve with Pikachu coin. Okay, let's put our Electrike first. We got Indeedee, we got Feebas. This is a really good hand actually. We just need 1 Electrike, 1 Feebas to start with, and that's already good. We didn't get a supporter card though, so let's hope we get either a level ball or a supporter card. If we get a Great Ball, I'd be happy because they didn't use a Marnie. That means we get to Deal Guard on next turn, so that's great. If we get to do Manectric, we may be able to pull out a supporter card. If we get a level ball, we're gonna do Blunder Policy and then wait for the next turn to attack with a Krabby or a Surskit. Surskit is gonna help us because they can't do any damage to our Pokemon. if we flip a heads, if we flip a tails, we get to draw even more cards. So it's kind of a, you know, win-win situation. Drampa actually does both though. You get to damage your opponent and you get to draw 3 cards at the end of your turn. So flipping coins until you get tails is definitely the effect that you want to look for if you're playing Blunder Policy. The effect that you want to be targeting, because you're guaranteed to get a tails, but you're not that guaranteed to get a heads though. So we didn't get our Manectric, but we got our supporter card from the top deck, which is great. We're just gonna sacrifice the Manaphy because it doesn't look like they're playing any spread decks. So no spread strategy. That means we don't need to worry about our bench. They're playing Dragonite, which actually damaged their own bench. Dragonite with Arceus. Look at that. Isn't that interesting? Melanie for both Arceus and Dragonite. It needs lightning and water energy for Dragonite. And Starbirth, you get to Arceus VSTAR, you get to search for double turbo on your second turn. Very easy to attack with that card. Let's hope they don't get the evolution. Like, if they do Trinity Charge, they can actually kill us. Oh, Trinity Charge is not doing any damage. So only Trinity Nova does 200 damage, my bad. Okay, so here comes the energy attachment. You're gonna do to the Dragonite probably, because it has much higher HP. It can utilize Cape of Toughness, but you know, Arceus VSTAR actually has more HP without the tool card. So let's just do our Schoolgirl. Okay, we got a lot of supporter cards in this deck though. We should be getting them. Like, it's not that unlikely for us to get it, because we have a total of 14, if I'm not mistaken, 14 or 13 supporter cards, plus Blunder Policy 4 copies, Manectric 3 copies, so a lot of ways to draw incessantly with this insane Indeedee deck. Okay, we're gonna bench another Electrike. They actually played a collapsed stadium, so we have to think it through. We can't just bench anything willy-nilly. We have to be quite careful with our bench spots. We don't have any stadium cards in this deck, so make sure you're aware of the cards that you get to play and, you know, the restrictions in the game, because we have no way of displacing the stadium card right now. So that means they could just leave the stadium card in play for the entire game, forcing us to bench 1 Pokemon at a time, unless they like knock out 2 Pokemons in a row. Okay, we're gonna do Manectric right now. We actually did a Gym Trainer for 4 cards, which is great. So we're drawing constantly, non-stop, which is the ideal case, but I don't think it's that difficult to pull it off because we have that many supporter cards. It's quite lucky that we got the Gym Trainer and the Schoolgirl though, but the first supporter we actually had to draw 3 with Birdkeeper, so it's not always that you get to draw 4. We got a Schoolboy for the next turn, but the next turn they're gonna do a knockout. We actually have to use Gym Trainer again. But we got our Schoolboy net for Manectric. We're probably gonna get Schoolgirl by then, by our next turn. If we don't get the girl, we actually have 4 copies of Schoolgirl, just because, you know, if it shows up early, you get to draw 4 cards on your first turn, going second on your second turn, going first. So it's an early start. It gives you the early start. That's why I'm playing 4 copies of that instead of 3 Schoolboy, Schoolgirl. I have 4 Schoolgirls instead of, you know, the regular version. Okay, we're gonna put another Feebas just to anticipate a knockout. Oh, apparently I decided to bench the Electrike, maybe? Because if we do Electrike, we can hit more damage. They could just play Cape of Toughness on the Dragonite. So we have to be very careful here. How many cards do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So that means we get to do 160 damage if we attack on the next turn, which is not a lot, not enough. So 160, we need 12 more cards. 12 more cards to be able to knock out the Arceus VSTAR. So we better be drawing more and more. We better be drawing non-stop. So I don't think we can afford to put a Feebas. So that Stadium card actually destroyed us. If they got a Boss Order though, if they evolved into the VSTAR and Boss Order, we would have died. Because without Milotic, we can't do anything. but we don't have a choice. We had to keep drawing. So here comes Feebas. We at least get to save ourselves from that boss or the knockout on the... Thank God they did not do a boss. Okay, we got another 4 draw with Gym Trainer. We got Schoolboy for the next turn. We're gonna just evolve the Manectric and then... Should we attack with Indeedee right now? Oh, we can actually collect the knockout. It's not a VSTAR. They haven't evolved yet. So we can kill it. We can already kill it. Let's do a double turbo. I'm pretty sure we can knock it out with double turbo. Let's save our twin energy for the VSTAR and the Cape of Toughness Dragonite. They may just play Crystal Cave without the cape. Okay, let's do another triple draw. Let's see how much damage we get to do for this turn. It's better to just bench the Electrike, but I may choose not to. We have 10 cards left in the deck. We should be benching it still, because we can't play Blunder Policy with Indeedee. I decided not to. We're drawing cards from the prize as well, by the way, so that means you have to take that into account. We're doing 240 damage right now without the double turbo. 240 plus 2 plus the top deck, that's 270 damage. So you have to minus 2 by, if you play Indeedee, another Indeedee, you have to bench another one, attach the energy, so you have to minus 2. That means that's 250. Plus 3 more cards for the Schoolboy draw. So 250 plus 3 is exactly enough, right? 280 to kill a VSTAR. So we didn't need Manectric after all. We got Rescue Carrier to add even more cards into our hand. Add extra 10 damage if we get to do a double retrieval. You may be unlucky enough to have like too many Drampas in your discard pile, and you can't actually retrieve enough, you can't do a double retrieval. And that actually forces you to, do less damage with your Hand Kinesis. You can't add that extra 10. So let's see how much we're doing. 280, look at that. Exactly enough to kill a VSTAR without a cape. Sorry, without a big charm, without heat energy. Okay, here comes Dragonite. We got our last 2 prize on the next turn. They need to kill 3 more Pokemons. They better be doing the Milotic knockout. I think it's too late though. We just need 1 last turn. So Milotic is surviving until the very last minute, which is, it's enough already. Milotic doesn't need to do any more work. Because if they knock it out this turn, they're gonna have to do something the next turn, and they don't have a next turn. It's already, the game is already finished on our turn, right after this one. There we go. We got Manectric. That's how powerful Manectric is. High speed, and you got your free retreat cost. So strong. Allowing you to continuously put it as the active and then retreat. If you have Electrike as the active, if you have Electrike stuck in the active spot, you get to evolve and retreat as well. So super turbo lightning Pokemon. Not only do you get to draw fast, you also get to retreat easily. So it's like a agile, the fastest lightning Pokemon ever in the TCG standard format. Let's not forget speed energy for lightning type, but I don't think Manectric can do much damage with that speed energy. If you attach to other lightning Pokemons and attack with if you build a lightning deck with your Manectric though, it's gonna help out a lot. Because you get to draw so much more, 5 cards in every single turn. Not every turn, but up to 5 cards if you have a special energy and the evolution, and even more if you have your supporter cards. But since you're playing a colorless Indeedee, which is not a lightning type, we cannot use speed energy, and speed energy only acts as one colorless. It doesn't satisfy the attack cost for Hand Kinesis, so it's not really that, the synergy isn't really working. So now we're up against a Rapid Strike deck with Octillery. What else are they playing? I think it's a Malamar deck. VIP Pass. We got the Jolteon, Flareon, Leafeon, and Espeon. Deck box and deck sleeve. They got a Grookey coin, and it's a Malamar. It's a Malamar Cinccino, very powerful deck. Yep, I suppose people are realizing now that Drizzile does not work. Malamar Drizzile doesn't work as well as Malamar Cinccino. Because Drizzile for Cynthia only guarantees you that one strike, and then later on you have to bench even more. Like, how are you gonna get your Rapid Strike cards, right? You need Octillery. So if you play Octillery and Drizzile, you can't actually draw much once you run out of your Cynthia. And if you don't get your level ball at the right time, you can't do shady dealings. So Drizzile is not perfect. Also, you need to bench so many of your Sobbles, otherwise you're dead. If you have no Sobbles on your bench, you're done. Well, it's kind of the same with your Cinccino though, you need quite a lot to bench to begin with. So a good setup always spells a good win. A good match for you. If you have a bad start, that's basically the end of the game. It's never too late to do a big comeback though, but sometimes it's impossible, you know. Sometimes it's just simply impossible. So we got our Milotic, which is great. We had to do Schoolgirl because we were hoping for like Blunder Policy or stuff like that, but we didn't get our Blunder, so let's just do Indeedee right now. At least we got our first knockout. So against a one prize deck, you need to be thinking of hitting fast and drawing your prize cards first. If we keep drawing prize cards consecutively, if we don't break, we can't actually do a knockout though on the next turn because they're evolving. So we need 12 cards, we're only doing 70 damage this turn, so it's impossible to kill a Malamar. We have to delay with agility. If we can flip aheads with agility, they're going to be forced to get the boss order out. If they can't boss or escape rope, then we actually get to buy ourselves one extra turn with Surskit. But we need to flip aheads though. If we flip a tails, at least we get 3 extra damage, 30 extra damage for the next Indeedee. But I don't think I think it's just better if we flip aheads. I don't think we should be attaching a tool card though. In the event that we flip aheads, we should be keeping the cards in our hand. So it really is a gamble, this Blunder Policy card. Especially against one prize decks, because they are super fast and you need to be super quick. We actually need to take some time to build up our momentum, to build up the amount of damage that we get to do by slowly drawing out the cards, setting up our Deal Guard, Electrike, getting our Scoop on nets. So we need quite a lot. We need to manage our bench in a very specific way, and we need to do a lot to be able to do high damage later on. And this deck isn't really that good for a quick start attack, because if you attack fast, you can only do up to 90 damage, or even 100 if you get your Manectric fast. 100 damage is not enough to knock out a stage 1 Pokemon, sadly. Unless it's a support Pokemon like Cinccino or Altaria. Okay, let's do Surskit. We're gonna do Bird Keeper this turn. We should do Great Ball first though, because we should be getting. It could actually give us a Blunder Policy if we do that. Okay, we're just gonna bench Indeedee. Let's get another Feebas, because if they boss order kill the Milotic, we're done. We should be planning ahead and do a Feebas right now. Okay, double turbo. Let's hope we get a hit. If we get a tails Malamar deck, they're probably gonna hit every single turn. If they don't break the chain of attack, then they can draw all the 5 prize cards much faster. We are 1 prize ahead on the next turn if we flip a tails, and we don't want that to happen. Are we gonna flip a... Oh, we got a heads! Oh my gosh, we got a heads! We got a heads! Oh yeah! Okay, can we do a knockout on the next turn? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can do 60 damage without the supporter Electric. 7, 8, 9, 10. It's not enough though. We needed the Blunder Policy. It's not even enough. If we scoop it up, it might be. If we scoop up and rescue, we actually need to rescue and scoop. So this is quite difficult now. We need to evolve, we need to get a Schoolboy or Gym Trainer. Gym Trainer is not gonna help because I don't think they're doing a knockout this turn. They may just boss or escape rope. We got 16 cards left in the deck, so your guess is as good as mine what they're gonna pull off. Let's hope they do something like a Marnie or Bruno, whatever. Don't do a boss. Okay, they didn't do a boss, so that means we are protected from damage this turn. Doesn't matter how much they do. It does 0 damage. Aha, agility. And we got our Blunder Policy. I think we're forced to do a Bird Keeper right here. I don't think we can do anything else, because Indeedee is not doing enough to kill it. Sadly, we have to stall for even more. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We can only do up to 100 damage. So if we were smart enough to do the Great Ball first, before the Bird Keeper on our last turn, we may have already gotten the Blunder Policy, but that wouldn't help though, because we flip a heads, and Blunder isn't gonna help if we flip a heads. Okay. Bird Keeper, and then we should be benching the Feebas. We can't do a knockout this turn, not without Manectric and Rescue Carry. We need to draw those 2 specific cards. I don't think Rescue is doing anything, because I don't think we have that many Pokemons in the discard pile. Only 1 Pokemon knocked out on their last turn. On the turn before the last, actually. So let's do Great Ball for Manectric. That's what we get. We got the Scoop Up Net though. I think we get to do it. We got the Scoop Up Net. Look at that. So we can't bench. We got the Rescue Carrier. Oh my god, we did. We get to do so much. Oh wait, we can't do a Rescue, because we don't have enough. So Rescue is not going to help out. Let's just save the Rescue, do a Scoop Up right now. Don't bench anything, and we can do a Hand Kinesis knockout. So we are 1 price faster. Thank God. Thank God for Surskit. Look at that. Agility helped us. 120 exactly. Killing a Malamar. Wow. All thanks to Surskit. Look at that. That is delicious, yo. Okay. We're bringing Rapidash back into the format. The theme Rapidash. Agility, the super annoying Rapidash from Charizard's theme deck. Oh my god, that Rapidash is so annoying. You could just be up against that Rapidash, flipping heads every single turn, non-stop for 6 turns straight with that stupid agility. So bloody annoying. If you don't get your Empoleon, if you don't play Ampharis or Empoleon, you can't actually do damage to their Pokemon at all. So Ampharis hits the bench, Empoleon does the same. But that's for the theme deck, that's the theme format if you guys are wondering. It's an entire different discussion for the theme format. Let's just get back into it, pull our head out of our ass and get back into the game. So Cinccino, they got 3 copies in play, 1 auxiliary. We got Avery waiting in the wings though. So good thing about Milotic is that it protects your bench. If they play Avery, Milotic blocks them from forcing you to remove your bench Pokemon until you have 3 remaining. So Avery does not work if you have your Deal Guard activated. If you have Milotic in play, you get to protect your bench, not only your hand. So we didn't get an Avery sadly, so we don't get to destroy their bench. But we should be benching another Feebas. We actually get to do a lot this turn because we got an extra 4 draw with our Schoolgirl Gym Trainer. Is it enough though? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yep. We got 13. We can even rescue right now for extra 10 damage. Let's just do the rescue, because we got 2 Indeedees, which is our main attacker. Okay. We're gonna just Great Ball, get something out. We want to be getting Avery, so let's just compress the deck by playing the Great Ball. That's probably the reason why I did that, because we don't need that many cards in our hand. So we can actually waste our item cards, we can just use them up. Since they're not playing the VMAX, we don't need to keep our item cards. So let's do Hand Kinesis. I think we already evolved the Manectric, and we did a scoop up net, that's why we didn't high speed. Okay, do we have enough energies? That is, I forgot about that. That is the determining factor. If we got enough energies to kill the Malamar, we can win the game quite easily. We only have 7 copies of our special energy and 1 Roseanne to recycle 1 energy. So a total of 8 copies, but some may wind up in the prize card. If we have a few inside the prize, then it's going to be super bad. I think we actually have 2 more special energy inside the deck. I think I checked this now. So 2 more special energy, that means if we get 1 on the next turn, we need to somehow do a Roseanne at the same time. So let's hope high speed gets us Roseanne, and then catch the energy. If we have 2 special energies remaining inside the deck though, we should be drawing until we deck ourselves out at the last minute. If we deck ourselves out at the last minute, we are sure to get the special energy out. We're sure to draw the final energy for the final 1-hit KO. Because they're playing such low HP Pokemons here. We don't need to worry about the damage, we just need to deck ourselves out at the last turn, at the final countdown. That would be the smarter strategy, but I actually forgot about that. I actually didn't do that for this game. Instead, I did a Roseanne, which is quite a blunder, to be honest. Oh well. So we got a Twin Energy, we are secured for this turn. The next turn though is going to be a bit more difficult. So let's do Gym Trainer, Schoolboy, let's do the Schoolboy. We should be doing the Gym Trainer though, because we can play the Schoolboy when we have 1 prize remaining. I don't think we have any more Schoolgirls. Let's do the Schoolboy. Okay. This is a bit tricky because we have no means of getting our Roseanne. We got the turbo though, we got the double turbo. So we need, okay, we need to somehow get the last energy. Oh, we got another energy. Okay. We need to somehow either get the Roseanne or the final energy. 3 knockouts for 3 energies, right? So this is the first one. Hand Kinesis for the first knockout, and then double turbo for the second. Somehow get the final energy out into our hand. We got Manectric and Gym Trainer for the next turn. That means we are secured. If we keep drawing, we can actually draw the last energy out for the last prize. But we weren't smart enough to do that. We actually played a Roseanne for the next turn, which was quite a big mistake actually. Because we already won if we just stick to our guns, if we just continue drawing until we have nothing left in the deck as on our last turn, because that actually guarantees us a final 1-hit KO. Okay, I don't think they can destroy our deck. They need to play Avery. If they do Avery, we're gonna discard Surskit and Manectric. We're gonna keep both Milotics on the bench because that is like so important. If they play Avery, if we discard our Feebas, they're probably gonna do boss. It's too late though. They need Avery and Pokemon Catcher. So we just need Milotic for this turn. Look at that. Because on the next turn, if they knock it out, we got our last knockout after that, so that's it. We just need Milotic for this turn. If they don't kill Feebas and Milotic on their last turn, they can't do a Marnie. But I don't think they have a Marnie inside their deck anyways. I don't think the Malamar deck plays Marnie. So, you never know though. Karina's Focus and Marnie perhaps. Cynthia probably. Okay, we did a Roseanne as you saw, which was quite stupid actually. Should have done a Gym Trainer and then draw even more until we got everything out. I'm repeating myself, sorry, but it's like a really big mistake. Like, I didn't realize how fat of a mistake I made. I just crapped on myself with this Roseanne's backup. So as you see, I'm regretting my decision. Choosing only to shuffle back one energy so that we actually get to draw it out. We have a higher chance of drawing one of the two energies we have inside the deck. We just need one out of the two, because we are forced to expand this second last one on this Indeedee for our second last prize. So that agility helped us. Look at that. That one agility spelled Malamar's defeat. It's not over yet though. We need that special energy. So if we don't get the energy, they win. If we get it, they lose. It all comes down to that one energy. So we may actually replace Rosen for another special energy, but Rosen is better though, because if you have too many discarded cards, you get to shuffle up to 3 cards back into your deck. You're not playing Stadium, so only up to 3 cards, and that actually allows you to retrieve those 3 inside your deck, so you get to essentially draw them back into your hand and add the volume and the number of cards inside your hand, the max number that you get to pull off, the max damage that you get to do against a VMAX, against a VSTAR. So I don't think this deck is that powerful against a VMAX. We can knock out a VMAX, but we have to draw basically everything from the deck, because Slurpuff is much stronger, because Slurpuff actually helps you retrieve cards from your discard pile. You get to draw back the things that you discarded with your Slurpuff, and you get to draw if you flip a tails with your Blunder Policy as well. But the main selling point for this deck though is that we're playing basic Pokemon with our Blunder Policy, allowing us to hit that hit the triple draw effect fast early on in the game. And we got our double energy, they just conceded. There we go. So if we hit our Blunder Policy fast in the game, we get to triple draw every single turn, non-stop. If they knock us out though, it's going to be super bad, because we're wasting 3 cards. As I said, the net draw is 0 because we have to bench a Drampa, attach the tool card, attach the energy, and all for only 3 draws. So you're wasting 3 to draw 3. That's a total of 0. You're doing an additional 0 damage for your Hand Kinesis. Okay, let's see what they're playing right now. They got a Celebrations box and a very covert deck sleeve. You never know what they're playing because they have a, Pokemon deck sleeve, the default one. Rayquaza VMAX, Rapid Strike. Okay, we may need Manaphy if they play Zera. So let's just prepare for everything. We're gonna do Krabby. We actually have 2 copies of Krabby for this list. So I have more Krabbies early on just because I quite like the attack. I'm obsessed with the Super Slice. It is the old theme deck, if you guys remember, the Inteleon theme deck. Super Slice for a basic Pokemon, you get to do 120 damage, knocking out any basic for the theme format. Any basic Pokemon is dead, except for Snorlax though. Well, not any actually, I forgot. It's actually 130 now. Basic Pokemon has 130 HP now. Any evolution basics though, if they can evolve, the basic is probably like 70 HP. Super Slice is madness, isn't it? So if you get 2 heads, even though you don't get to draw, at least you get to do 120 damage. That means all you need is 200 plus damage to collect the knockout with your Indeedee. In other words, you don't need to draw that many anymore. So it's kind of a, alternative, a better alternative I would say, because if they don't heal their Pokemon, 120 is much more than 30 damage. With Blunder Policy, if you get to activate the effect, drawing 3 cards mean you only get to add 30 damage for your following Indeedee, for your next, for the Hand Kinesis later on. So let's do our Bird Keeper and then draw more cards. So we actually get to survive 2 turns with Krabby, which is great. And that means we get to draw double draw. I think we attacked on our last. I'm not sure if we did an attack on the last turn. But we get to do Stormy Mountain as well because they just gave us the Stadium. So let's pull out an Electrike. So they're helping us a lot. Okay. Get to draw 3. No damage done to Rayquaza, that's fine. We got Milotic out already, which is perfect. Now we just need to take our time to draw the cards out, and then basically knock them out at price card 3. When their price go down to 3, we have to attack them. We have to damage the VMAX, and then we just need 3 strikes after that. Sorry, 2 more strikes after that, because we can kill the first VMAX. We need 2 strikes. The second VMAX we just need 1 strike. So if we can pull it off though, if they don't retreat or heal their Pokemon, if we get our boss order at the right time, we can kill the first one and then 300 plus damage for the next one. If we can scoop up enough Manectrics, because if we do a boss, we can't actually play other support cards to draw. So that's the bad thing about those supported cards like Roseanne, Boss Order. They don't do anything but the special power effect. They have no draw capacity. Okay, here comes Pikachu V Union. Are we able to knock it out? 300 HP only. So fingers crossed we get to kill it on the next turn. They're probably gonna do the Rayquaza though. Okay, Max Burst. Should we continue to draw with another Blunder? I may just do that. Let's just put Electrike for safety. Okay, we're gonna Manectric. We're gonna keep our item cards until the last minute. We don't want to be playing them unless we have to. So let's just scoop up, recycle the ability. Put Electrike 4th and then evolve it. Let's get another one. We actually got our 3rd Electrike inside the deck, so we get to Stormy Mountain, save that 1 card in our hand, and then High Speed again, the 2nd time. Scoop up that and then one more time. Let's do Scoop up that later at the last minute because we need to retreat, right? So are we doing Indeedee first, or are we just doing a Surskit? We should be damaging it already. Let's just do Indeedee. I think it's safer. I don't think we should be playing Krabby though. Let's just do Indeedee. We should be saving our energy cards for high damage, right? If we get triple draw with Krabby, we're only doing a net extra 10 damage, which is not good, because we have to waste that energy and tool card. So that's why Slurpuff works so well with Indeedee. It works so well with Blunder Policy because even though you have to spend those extra cards, it's worth spending them because you actually get to retrieve, thank you, you have a good deck as well. You actually get to retrieve cards from the discard pile with your Slurpuff. Not only that, you're drawing an additional 3 cards with your Blunder Policy. So you get to do both at the same time, which is kind of like Drampa. You get to damage their Pokemon and draw cards at the same time. So damaging, even though you're only doing 30 damage, if you flip a first Tails with your continuous coin flip attack, I forgot what the attack is called, with your Spiral Rush, right? If you flip the first tail, then at least you get to do 30 base damage, reducing their HP by 30 is something at least. That means you need 3 less cards in your hand to do a VMAX knockout or a V-STAR knockout, and that is doing a lot. You're basically drawing 6 cards, right? Doing 30 base damage plus drawing 3 with your Blunder Policy. If you have a double turbo though, you're only doing 10 damage. So essentially drawing 4 cards. So it's quite interesting, isn't it? We are basically relying on those tiny amount of damage counters. And we actually decided to play Avery, which was quite a silly move because they're probably going to discard the Rayquaza. If they discard the Rayquaza, we'll reset. They are resetting our prize card count. We got a boss though. We can actually kill the Bolton and then target the final VMAX or the V Union for the last 3 prize. So, oh, we have 6 prize. They have 5 prize. I thought we have 5 prize. My bad. So we have 6 prize still. So we actually need to kill 2 VMAX or 1 and a V Union. And there we go, they just wiped out the Rayquaza VMAX. resetting our damage, forcing us to draw even more cards now. Are we able to kill a VMAX with one hit? I'm not too sure. The V Union probably more easier. Let's hope they attack with Pikachu on the next turn. If they retreat with Air Balloon and then attack with the VMAX, I don't think we can win that easily. They got no Bolton, no V cards on the bench now, so it's super bad. That we should not have played Avery. I don't know what I was thinking, but Avery was the wrong move. If Rayquaza with the damage on it is in the active spot, then Avery would have helped. Maybe. But Rayquaza, they get to discard it. Okay, they get to do a 2 energy attack static shock for 120 damage. That means they get to do a knockout this turn. Pikachu V Union can collect a knockout. Greninja does 130 damage for 1 energy though, so Greninja is like super strong. For a V Union, it's kind of expected because it's so difficult to pull it out. You need Peonia, you need Adventurous Discovery, you need Familiar Bell and stuff like that. Quick Ball, Ultra Ball, Galarian Articuno. I don't know what other cards. Aurora Energy to discard, I suppose. Okay. The VMAX is ready. So we just need to boss. If we can do the V Union knockout this turn, we just need to boss a Rayquaza, the one that hasn't evolved. But they're probably gonna do the evolution on the next turn, so we're forced to collect until we have 32 damage. Sorry, 32 cards in our hand. We get to draw from the prize though, so that's saying a lot. And that Stormy Mountain is helping us conserve our item cards. So let's hope those tiny boosts actually helped us win this game. We need all the help that we can get playing a one price deck. We should be quite scared of Zera though. They can pull out Zera at any moment, Zera Aura, but they need an extra energy though. They don't have a second Flaffy, so I don't think they can pull a surprise Cross Fist at any second, unless they do a Raihan. So if they Cross Fist Raihan, they can't do a boss order, so we are still safe. Milotic is still safe for an extra turn, so I don't think we need a Manaphy. We're counting our cards, the number of cards in our hand, to make sure we get to kill the Pikachu. So when you are counting, make sure you consider the cards that you have to put into play. You have to -2 because we have to bench the Indeedee and attach the energy. So that means that's -20 from the total number of cards inside your hand. And if you play Gym Trainer, you're actually discarding that supporter to draw 4. That means you're adding 30 damage with your Gym Trainer. You're adding only 20 damage with your Bird Keeper and Avery. So that's very important. You're only adding 20 damage for high speed as well. So evolving means you have to waste that 1 evolution card from your hand. Drawing 3 cards means you're adding a net total of 2 cards into your hand. So that's 20 extra damage. Okay, we got a boss inside the deck. 3 cards left in the deck, and we should be doing a scoop up net, but I don't think we have a scoop. We should be benching an Electrike though, but I don't think we have enough. So we actually did exactly, oh, we have enough. We can actually bench the Electrike. So if we bench the Electrike, we could have done a boss. Oh, but we don't need a boss anymore. Because we got a Twin Energy in our hand, we get to do 340 damage on the next turn. Top deck, we get to do 350, I think. Yep, 350 damage. Oh, we have to bench something though. So 330 damage. If they put a big charm, we can't attack it. We can't knock it out. If they do a big charm, we need 22 more draws. Rescue Carrier and supporter card. So let's see how much we get to do for the last strike for our final Hand Kinesis. Max Burst. Amazing Burst. And now we have Max Burst. Rayquaza. It would be pretty amazing if you can see if there are people playing amazing Rayquaza with the VMAX on the same deck. But the energy cost is quite different though. You need Grass and Fighting for the amazing rare. You need Fire and Lightning. So Fire and Lightning, you need Grass, Fighting and Lightning for the one prize one. So you need a total of 4 types of energies inside the deck, which is quite ridiculous. You don't get to use Flaffy. Flaffy doesn't work for amazing Rayquaza because you only get to do 80x for each type of energy that you discard from this Pokemon, and you need to discard everything. You need to discard all energies if you plan on attacking with Amazing Burst. Okay, here comes the Rayquaza. They're offering it on a silver platter. There's nothing else they can do though. If they attack with anything else, they're done because we have 1 prize remaining. We are doing 300 plus damage. 300 and which is it? 330 damage by default. If they don't get Big Charm, they're done. They already attached the air balloon, so there we go. No Big Charm on the next one. They're dead. If they somehow discard our energy and ball something else, then we can't attack. We got Bird Keeper though. We got the switch effect for Bird Keeper. So this deck is quite complete actually. You get your Bird Keeper for the switch. You get your Avery for the extra disruption. You get your Schoolgirl, Schoolboy to draw extra 1 card. So this is quite powerful, isn't it? It's like the complete package. We have Manectric, we have Blunder Policy, we have Milotic to keep our hand, we have Manaphy to protect our bench. If they play damage counters though, like Cursola, if they play Dragapult, Mimikyu VMAX, it's going to be a bit more difficult. We did 370 damage just because they didn't knock us out. We don't have to bench, we don't have to attach the energy. We got 370 damage, look at that. That is the highest ever. That is a record. That's definitely a record for an Indeedee deck. I don't think anyone with Indeedee, anyone who has ever built an Indeedee deck did that much damage with Hand Kinesis. 370, yo, that is crazy. Okay, we got our first Electrike. We're gonna bench a Feebas, and we are up against Cursola now. Cursola, Speak of the Devil, and Arctozolt placing damage counters on our Pokemon as we attach energies. So we are forced to boss order. If they play O Cemetery as well, we have no stadium cards, so this is very, very bad. A horrible matchup. The perfect matchup for them. Because we can't attack if we if they get enough Arctozolt in play. We can't attach energy without knocking ourselves out because we have only 90 HP. So this is quite bad. Fingers crossed they don't get their second fossil that fast. Arctozolt, okay. Ultra Ball. Ultra Ball for Dark Asset, interesting. Hollow Missile, they can actually kill Feebas on the bench, so I think we need to draw Manaphy first. Manaphy is not gonna help though, because they're placing damage counters, so we have no choice but to bench 2 Feebas this turn if we want to be able to survive the Cursola, to knock it out. Because if we don't bench a Feebas, we can't evolve the next turn. We got Rescue Carrier, so if we don't get the second Feebas, it's fine. We can't do anything, look at that. This is horrible. This is like the worst matchup ever. Yeah, we got a super bad hand. We benched that Feebas too late. They just need 1 energy to kill the Feebas. Oh my goodness, this is very bad. And they did a Marnie, oh my god. Resetting our hand. can't use Schoolboy for the next turn. Let's hope we get a Bird Keeper. There we go. Are they gonna get the energy? There we go. Oh no. They got the energy. At least Indeedee is staying alive, right? So we have to bench 2 Feebas again. They are resetting our hand and our bench. Setting us back by 2 turns because now we need to bench all over again before we get to activate Deal Guard to protect our hand. Are we gonna bench the Feebas? We should be benching when we can find another copy. So let's do a Bird Keeper to the Krabby. I don't think we should do Bird Keeper though. If we play Bird Keeper, we're kind of screwed though, aren't we? Let's just gamble on the boss. If they switch, we're done for. But if they don't, we at least get to buy ourselves a bit more time. So the classic boss order stall. If your opponent don't play that many switch cards in your deck, you're safe for 1 or 2 turns. And that actually buys you enough time to get your Milotic out. No Milotic, but we got our Schoolboy, no Schoolboy. So we're forced to do a Bird Keeper, the max draw. Let's do double Great Ball. If we don't get Milotic, I don't know what to say. Like, we have to, right? If we don't get Milotic, we're so done. Play the ball. There we go. Yes, we got the Milotic. Yeah, finally. Okay. We're gonna scoop it up and then bench the Electrike. Now we get to start collecting. Now we get to start boosting our hand. Because they can't do a one-hit knockout if they boss the Milotic. So Milotic is safe for 2 turns at least. And they just passed the turn. No switch cards. Look at that. No double turbo, no energy to retreat. That's quite sad. So we draw another 3. We're gonna do Avery. If we do Avery though, let's just do the Schoolgirl. If we do Avery, we're gonna give them that extra bench spot. And they're probably gonna bench something like more Arctozolts that's gonna destroy us. And I actually forgot about the Arctozolt and killed myself right there. That was actually a mistake. We should have done attach to Krabby and then wait for the Bird Keeper to do our Blunder Policy. So that was a big mistake. But it's dying anyways. If they do a boss, they can actually kill it on the bench. But we're wasting, you know, we're wasting their 3 damage counter placement though, forcing them to waste that effect rather than placing on other Pokemon. So killing ourselves is always a bad deal. Never kill yourself if you can afford not to. But at least we get to do a Schoolgirl. We should have done energy attachment before drawing with Schoolgirl just now, but I don't think we got energies before the supporter. So let's just try our Blunder Policy. Thank God Krabby has 80 HP because they actually got the old cemetery out. So 80 HP, Krabby is quite strong, isn't it? Tough skin, hard shell. I suppose that's why it has a high HP. Okay, let's scoop up both the Manectrics. Are we gonna bench both the Electrics though? Are we gonna save one scoop up for later? I think it's better to do that. I don't think we're playing the carrier yet. So let's do Super Slice. It's not even enough to knock it out. So even if we flip 2 hits, they're still stuck in the active spot. So now we get to draw 3 cards and prepare for a Cursola knockout 1-hit KO. I think we can do it pretty easily with 1 Manectric, 1 supporter, and 1 energy. So they discarded the energy. That's super bad. That's horrible, yo. They're forcing us to basically pass the turn doing nothing. Because if we do too much, we're gonna waste our energy cards. We need 3 energies to kill 3 V cards. We got no more boss. So we didn't get our energy, which is kind of good news, really, to be honest. Because we don't want to be wasting it. We should be using it for Indeedee and nothing else. No more Blunder Policy. Let's just focus on Hand Kinesis from here on. Because Crushing Hammer, hella disruptive. We should be attaching the energy to Indeedee early, so that we get to attack later on. Because if Cursola is in the active spot, we can't attach anymore. If Cursola is in the active, they are doing a 9 damage counter placement. But if we knock out this one though, if we knock out the active Arctozolt, we can actually reduce the damage counters they place, and we can actually attack by attaching energy with the Cursola in the active spot. So that's only 7 damage counters with 1 Ult Cemetery, 1 Arctozolt, and 1 Gnawing Aura. So we should aim to kill this 1 Arctozolt. If we don't kill the Arctozolt fast enough, we're done. This first knockout is gonna give us you know, safety for our next knockout, because we are safe to attach energy. They can't summon a second Arctozolt with a Zoroark. They have no Phantom Transformation, so they can't immediately get a second Arctozolt after the first one gets knocked out. We can only bench a fossil. That means we have 1 extra turn to attach the energy, and by then Cursola would have been dead, and Cursola being dead means we actually get to attack this turn. So we did an attack. I'm not sure how we did that. I think we did a second Manectric. I have no idea how we pull out the energy. So we killed the Arctozolt this turn, and that means that gives us free reign to attach our energy cards on the next turn. Rugged Helmet is actually helping us though. Well, not really, because if we attach it back to the Pokemon, we have Bird Keeper, so it's kind of helping us because we don't have that many energy cards to spare. So if they put it back into our hand, we get to use another Indeedee. We just need to bench another Indeedee, attach to the second one, Bird Keeper, and we're good to go for a second Hand Kinesis, a new attacker. So we're just gonna attack right now and then draw 3 cards. We should be drawing as few as possible though. We don't want to be drawing too much. So let's see how much damage we are doing this turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 21. So that's enough to kill the Cursola. Let's just draw 3 because we just need 2 more turns, right? So after this knockout, we just need 2 more turns. So we can't draw any more cards after this. We should actually prepare for the Bird Keeper though. But I think it should be fine. I don't think we need Bird Keeper. If we are forced to switch, we cannot actually switch without drawing cards. So Bird Keeper forces you to draw cards if you want the switch effect. But I don't think we need it. I don't think they are trapping us in the active spot. If they do that, we just need to retreat with the energy. So we got 1 more twin inside the deck, no more double turbo. Let's just shuffle the energy right now. Let's do 1 Pokemon, 1 tool, and 1 energy. So if we shuffle 3 now, we can draw more later. We can actually draw the remaining 4. But we should be keeping 1 turn. We should be keeping 1 or 2 cards in the deck for the final turn, because we can't do a triple price draw. We can't do a 3 price draw on the next turn, so we have to keep at least 1 card inside the deck at the end of the next turn. Okay, there we go. They are forced to put an energy card back into our hand. That means we're saving the energy. We don't need the Roseanne actually. We got another energy, so it was disruptive after all. We have rescue carrier though. So now we need 2 more knockouts, which is gonna be a bit more difficult. If they can pull off Cursola, they can slowly kill our Pokemons, but they just attach to Rapidash though. So they're trying to do Psychic to do a knockout. They just need one last knockout. Can they do a Raihan at the last minute? If they do a last minute Raihan, they can kill our Indeedee with Hollow Missile because we are placing damage counter, 7 damage counter on ourselves. Oh my bad, 4 damage counters. So they just need 50 damage to kill Indeedee. And Hollow Missile is doing 60 base. So it's dead. All they need is that one Raihan. Are they gonna get Raihan / Turbo Patch for Hollow Missile? They got 1 prize remaining. This is super close. We're definitely killing the Rapidash this turn, but I'm just thinking if we should draw any more cards. We got 4 left inside the deck. We're just gonna do Twin Energy for both the final attackers. This is the last attacker if they pull off a Raihan next turn. If they don't, then this is our next one is the last. So we did a Schoolgirl drawing 2 cards because they have odd number of cards remaining. That means we have 2 cards left inside the deck. We did a Rescue Carrier to add additional 10 damage for Hand Kinesis. Okay, here comes Indeedee, knocking out Rapidash. Yeah, I was anticipating a Raihan. I was so sure that they were gonna get a Raihan. I mean, it's not uncommon, you know, for if they get a Melanie even, if they discard a water, I don't think they have a water inside the discard pile. So Melanie works as well just because they need colorless, they just need to fill up the colorless. And Hollow Missile is gonna completely destroy us. Fan of Waves, interesting. So that means we are forced to either scoop up this Indeedee or Bird Keeper into the next one. That was really close. Look at that. They got no bench Arctozolt. They needed another Arctozolt, so thank God. We're placing 7 damage counters on the second Indeedee thanks to Gnawing Aura. But fortunately, it wasn't enough to kill our Indeedee, and we got a final knockout with the last Hand Kinesis, doing a Bird Keeper for the switch. Avoiding the attachment to the same Indeedee and avoiding the damage counters. Hurrah, we won Cursola, look at that. We won against the odds. Like that, the odds are heavily stacked against us for that game. Because they're playing so much damage counters. But that one boss order helped us a lot though. It brought us so much time. That one boss order on the Arctozolt. So always add, you know, a reliable amount of switch cards in your deck. Even if you have like a sufficient amount, you may still be unlucky enough to not draw them out. For like 3 turns straight, it does happen, but quite rare though. If you have like a healthy number of switch cards inside your deck, I don't think it's that difficult to pull it off. If you do a research, you can get your switch card or scoop up. I don't think scoop up works. It works for your 1 price though, Arctozolt. So it's better to get switch, escape rope, bird keeper. You just need a total of 3 at least inside any deck. If you don't have 3, if you play a 1 price, you can substitute your switch cards for a scoop up net. So scoop up also serves as a switch. If you play a V card, then scoop up doesn't serve as a switch, obviously. So a total of 3 is the golden number, but the magic number is 4. 4 copies is safer, so that's why I call it magic. Gold is not magic. Gold is just valuable, it's money, but it's not magic. Magic is extraordinary, right? Magic is like out of this world. It's better than gold. And they just pulled a Marnie on us, having no Feebas on the bench. This is super bad, because now we are down to a dead hand. We got a Bird Keeper though, so not too bad, but at least we got to bench a Feebas. Okay, we're gonna Bird Keeper to the Surskit maybe. They got no energies with Intrepid Sword, so that's quite lucky. That means they can't attack on the next turn. We got a few turns to spare. They did destroy our hand completely though, so I don't think it's too bad. I don't think it's too unfair, to be honest. Okay, let's Birdkeeper to the Electrike. We were expecting to evolve, but we didn't get it, apparently. So let's bench another Feebas for security and pass the turn. We are forced to do nothing. We're forced to do nothing. No Manectric though, that's quite sad. They could have done Spiral Rush, add a few damage on it, but they would have healed though. They got Crystal Cave, so Spiral Rush is not doing anything. We need a one-hit KO strategy. I actually decided to retreat, which was a big mistake right here, because we got no Blunder. We're not doing much with Spiral Rush. We got a Tails, and they are healing back the damage, so it was a big mistake. We're wasting that double turbo. We're wasting our Spiral Rush. Let's fingers crossed they play another Marnie. They did a Zinnia. Oh my god, they are having so many cards. Let's hope we get to switch hands with them. Can you imagine if we get to swap hands with our opponent right now? They got so many cards in your hand. 6 draw. Wow. 6 draw. They have to discard 2 cards though. So that's an additional 4 cards for 40 extra damage. Zacian with Zinnia. Okay, they got Metal Saucer, they got Psychic Energy as well. I wonder what they're playing. Is there any Psychic Basic V card? Okay, they finally got their energy double attachment. Super bad. Let's do Spiral Rush. At least we get to do it this turn. Blunder Policy. That's all we get to do. We should be using Boss Order though to stall, but they probably have a lot of switch cards playing a Zacian deck. So I don't think there's any point doing a boss right now. Might as well just wait. They are healing again, but let's hope they forget to play. If they forget to tap on the stadium, then at least we get to. And they did another Marnie, which could be good for us though, because even though we don't have a Milotic yet, we're probably gonna draw a supporter card by now, right? Still no supporter card. Oh my god, what's happening? The first Marnie completely fucked us up. Oh my god. 230. Okay, we got Electrike. We got a Blunder though. We should be doing Surskit. If we get a Milotic, I mean we got Marnie so many turns, so we should be getting our supporter and a Milotic by now. We got Marnie so many times. So we're gonna do our Gym Trainer and then Scoop Up Net. Let's do the Blunder. I don't think we can kill the... It's definitely impossible to knock out the Zacian right now. So let's just do Surskit. We're gonna get another Electrike. We got 2 more Scoop Up Nets, 2 blast energy. So the energy is important here. We need to count them. We got only 7 copies in this deck, and we need all 7 inside the deck if we are playing, if we are attacking with other cards as well. We are attacking to activate Blunder's Policy, Blunder Policy, and we're wasting energy cards for that tool card. So we have only 2 remaining energies inside the deck. That means this is super bad though. We got a really bad start, so I suppose this can happen for this deck. It does happen. If they Marnie twice in a row, it's gonna be super bad. But the second Marnie actually helped us though. So we got a Tails, we didn't get to protect, but they're probably gonna get boss anyways. So it's better just to draw cards with the Blunder. Okay. Switch. Research. Okay. No boss, that's good. Brave Blade. We can't do a knockout. We should be able to do it by now, but thanks to the bloody Marnie, we are forced to keep drawing and drawing and drawing, which is horrible. We get triple. We get we get to draw a lot this turn though with double Manectric and a support card. So we get our Goatkeeper, sorry, our Schoolgirl for 4 cards, which is great. I think we're damaging, we should be damaging the Zacian, but we don't have enough energy, so we should be thinking about saving our energy cards. So let's just scoop up net and then sacrifice some other card. Put some other card as the scapegoat. I think we're just gonna leave Manectric as the active Pokemon. If we leave it in the active spot, we at least get to attack with the bench Indeedee on the next turn. So we got a Great Ball or a Drampa. We actually got the second Milotic inside our hand, so at any moment we can evolve the second one. Switch. Ultra Ball. Brave Blade. Research. I wonder what psychic Pokemon they are playing though. What psychic types could they be playing? I don't know why they need a psychic energy for. Maybe, oh, I think they are playing the Suspicious Foot Tin. Suspicious Foot Tin to heal even more damage. So you have to discard a psychic energy to heal 90 for that item card. So healing with Crystal Cave and then Cape of Toughness. They haven't got their cape out yet though, which is surprising. Healing with item Suspicious Foot Tin, Yell Towel, Momo Cheese, Lucky Ice Pop, stuff like that. This goes on. So we have to attack this turn. If we don't do a knockout this turn, we're done. It's the end of the game. So let's do Twin Energy right now, and then Double Turbo later, because we don't need that much to kill a V card. We just need triple Zacian knockout, and that's the end. I think we have a boss order still. Did we use up the boss just now? I don't see it. I think we actually used it. Oh, they played a Marnie, so boss is at the bottom. Boss is at the bottom. But I think we played our ball search, we did our incense. Did we shuffle the deck? I'm not sure if we shuffled the deck. Because we need to play our item card to shuffle if we want to be getting our boss. Because we are only drawing 3 cards from the top. We are drawing from the top deck with our supporter ability and tool card. We are not shuffling our deck in any sense unless we play an item card. If we don't use incense, level ball, great ball, ball sorter may be stuck at the bottom. Alcremie, look at that. They got no Suspicious Foot Tin. They got Alcremie instead. Why? Like, why in the world would they have Alcremie with Zacian? That's the most bizarre combo ever. Alcremie, Metal Saucer, I suppose. Metal Saucer for VMAX Risk. Okay. So let's just do Double Turbo. Knock out this one. I don't think we can win that easily, just because if they evolve the VMAX, it's kind of impossible to knock out, to do a one-hit KO. We can one-hit KO the Zacian, but we can't KO the VMAX. So we need to either draw out the boss order with our supporter card right now, or to draw another energy. We actually need another energy though. We need Roseanne. So this is quite bad. If they do a knockout on their next turn, we are kind of done for. I don't think we have any energy cards inside the deck now. So we need to play Roseanne this turn, but we couldn't do it. Let's just see what happens. We just need to draw our energy from the prize, right? We got 2 energy prized. So if we draw one of the 2 energies, we can actually attack on the next turn without playing the Roseanne. Come on, energy card, twin energy, twin energy, twin energy, twin energy. Oh my god, we didn't get it. We didn't get the twin energy. Oh my god. So if they kill us right now, we're done. Brave Blade is gonna knock us out. And then all they need to do is switch or even retreat and attack with VMAX Whisk to connect the final knockout. So if they choose not to attack though, for some reason, then we can actually win. They actually switched though. I think they were expecting us to have an energy. They were expecting us to have double turbo inside our hand. And we can actually kill the Zacian on the next turn. So if they do a knockout with Zacian, that means we can kill the Zacian if we had the energy. But we don't actually have any energy cards left. All discarded thanks to the Crushing... I think they played Crushing Hammer. And also, you know, the Blunder Policy. We need to waste a few energies for the tool card to work. So let's just shuffle one back. We should be getting a few cards, you know, a few more cards so that we get to do a one-hit KO on the VMAX. Can we do a VMAX one-hit KO right now if we do Manectric? I don't think so. We need 10 more damage. So it's not enough. We don't have any carriers. I don't think we have enough Pokemons in the discard pile to retrieve for carrier, and I don't think we have any scoop up nets left. So we should be keeping Manectric for the last second, and let's just attack right now. I think we won already, because I think we have a boss in our hand. We could have done a boss instead of Roseanne. We should have done a boss instead of Roseanne because we got our final knockout already. We actually got a boss inside our hand. I don't think... Yeah, we should have done a boss, my bad. We actually have it. Look at that. We already won on our last turn if we were smart enough to play a boss. So now what's gonna happen? We got quite unlucky though. Super bad start with double Marnie. We got double Marnie and we got our first Feebas. I think they knocked out the first Feebas. I forgot. I don't think so. No, I don't think they did that. So they're forcing us to retreat with Milotic. We got Bird Keeper though. So that's not doing anything. I think it's the end. They need to somehow max heal the VMAX. It's not enough though. They need Cape of Toughness. It's still not enough, even with the cape. Zacian is dead. We got a boss. We got 2 energies in the prize card, so very unlucky game to be honest. So I don't mind them making the blunder. They actually make a huge mistake retreating, switching. All they need is to attack with Brave Blade, and they actually won the game. Because we have no energies inside the deck, we have to use a Roseanne. And if we use a Roseanne, we pass the turn, giving them a retreat VMAX Whisk. Final knockout for the final prize. So they need a Psychic Energy though. They need a specific Psychic Energy or a Switch Retreat. Switch Air Balloon, Bird Keeper Switch. So we actually won against a Zacian deck. A Zacian V with Alcremie VMAX, the weirdest combo ever. I've never seen that synergy before. I don't think there's much synergy. Because other than Metal Saucer working for your VMAX Whisk, I don't think 𝘿𝙚𝙀𝙠 VMAX helps out for Zacian's Brave Blade. It has 3 energy retreat costs as well, so Air Balloon is not going to help out. I mean, 𝘿𝙚𝙀𝙠 VMAX is very conditional. You don't get to play it that freely, you know? You don't get to willy-nilly add it into your any deck that you like. This is not a card that works with any deck. It's not a Inteleon. It's not a Shady Dealings. It's a VMAX. But it kind of works with the heal combo though. If you have that heal card, Suspicious Foot Tin for your Zacian, it kind of works. If you pull off an adornment early in the game, you can actually do Suspicious Foot Tin later. And then somehow discard your 𝘿𝙚𝙀𝙠 with Collapse Stadium. And then Cape of Toughness on the Zacian, and then you're good to go to heal later on with the item card, discarding your Psychic Energy for extra 90 recovery, which is quite a big deal, isn't it? Okay, they got Urshifu now. We're up against Rapid Strike Urshifu. G-Max Rapid Flow. We're benching Electrike and Feebas. Really good start here. We got both the key cards and our Blunder in the active spot. Our Coin Flipper already charged up, ready to go. This is like the perfect hand, but we have to prepare for a Marnie though. Quite common for your opponent to play a Marnie after you draw with your Blunder and your supporter Manectric. So always be prepared for that. Like, don't hope for the best. Just don't hope for the best. Okay, if they do Tower of Waters and Rapid Strike, they probably would have evolved the bench though if they got a Tower of Waters. I'm not sure why they evolved the active, because that is quite silly. They should be evolving the bench and then Rapid Strike energy on the bench. All they need is a Tower of Waters and a special energy to do double knockout, and then we're done. We cannot survive an Urshifu without Manaphy. We need Manaphy like mad. So it's a race between who gets the final pieces, who gets all the right pieces to protect their bench, the pieces to evolve and do G-Max Rapid Flow. Who gets to do it first? So is Crobat gonna get them the Stadium and special energy? Thank God there's no more Guzma and Hala, because Guzma and Hala for your Rapid Strike is gonna be so broken. You get to search for a Stadium, Tool, and special energy. That's like madness, yo. You have to discard 2 cards from your hand though. Okay. No Rapid Strike energy, no Rapid Flow. We're safe for 1 turn. Thank the gods. Thank the gods. Now we get to draw and guard our hand. We have to get Milotic out. Sorry, we have to get Manaphy. We have to aim for Manaphy. If we don't get it out, we're done. We have Great Ball, 1 level ball. Somehow we need to get it out. So we're gonna evolve first. Draw 4 cards if we can. Avery is gonna destroy them, but not by much because they're probably gonna discard the Passimian. So we didn't get our 4 draw. We didn't get our Schoolgirl. That means we are forced to draw 3 cards. Let's just play the Avery. So I don't think they're discarding the Sobble. They're probably gonna discard the Passimian because we have no V cards on the bench. Passimian is not doing anything. We didn't get anything though. No Manaphy. So no Manaphy this turn. We are stuck. We have to bench another Feebas. If they Rapid Flow the Milotic and the Feebas, we're done. So we have to hope for them to not get the Stadium and special energy for another turn. If we're that lucky, then we can keep our Milotic alive for another turn. We should be opening a bench spot for Manaphy though. We should be leaving 1 bench spot open for Water Veil. So now we have no more bench, which is horrible. They could be playing Collapse Stadium though. So even though you leave that one extra spot open, it can be closed at any moment with a Collapse Stadium. That's the power of the new Brilliant Stars Stadium card. There's gonna be a new Temple of Sinnoh, which is quite interesting. It's the Spectral Breach effect. So Temple of Sinnoh changes the effect, turns all special energy into colorless energy, and they have no extra effects. So it's the same as your Spectral Breach Dusknoir from Vivid Voltage. Spectral Breach. It's really difficult to pronounce. And they just passed the turn without the special energy because they got no auxiliary. They didn't get to search for the Rapid Strike energy that easily. So thank God for no auxiliary. So we did another high speed. We need to scoop it up and then do our Manaphy. If we can't pull a Manaphy out, we are so done. Should we play the Incense? If we play the Incense, we can compress the deck, but we are removing one item card from the hand, essentially reducing the total amount of damage we get to do by 10, and the little bits, they do count. All the little bits of damage counters, they count a lot. So we get to evolve a second time, drawing another 3 cards. We got the Manaphy, we got the Scoop Up Net, and they're done. They gave us 2 turns without Rapid Flow. I mean, you can't do that. You can't pass 2 turns without Rapid Flow. Okay, we got lucky though, because they didn't get Remoraid early. They didn't get the... I don't think they're playing VIP Pass. You never know though. I haven't seen any copies discarded yet, so they could be playing nothing but Great Ball, Level Ball. They didn't get the Sobble or the Remoraid. They got Urshifu and nothing else. So that was quite lucky of us. And here comes Rapid Flow, a late entrance. Just the right time for us to guard our bench. They got Inteleon Quick Shoot though, so if they can Quick Shoot the Manaphy fast enough, they can do multiple prize draw for their next Urshifus, and they got Water Energy, that means they're playing Melanie. So all they need is to Quick Shoot enough times, fast enough, and then Melanie to keep doing Rapid Flow after the first few Gale Thrusts. Obviously, their best bet is to play Gale Thrust first, saving their energy cards on Urshifu to pull off Rapid Flow after the Manaphy gets knocked out. But if they knock out Manaphy, we got Rescue Carrier to pull it out immediately after. So Rescue Carrier is gonna help us a lot in this game. We got 2 copies, so Manaphy is not leaving the bench that easily. Manaphy is gonna stay in play for so many turns. Once you get 1 copy out, that's the end, because Milotic is gonna help you draw and keep your hand. You're probably gonna get the Rescue Carrier by your 2nd or 3rd turn after you bench your Manaphy, after they knock out your Manaphy, unless it's way too early, and then you get to recycle that card. Okay. We can't do a knockout, but at least we get to do damage. Unless they Cheryl. If they Cheryl though, they have to discard all energies, right? So even if they play the heal card, at least we get to force them to remove 1 special energy, I suppose. 250, not bad. Okay. Scoop Up Net. Scoop. A VMAX is too big for you to scoop, right? A V card is also too big to scoop, because they are Giganta. They're Gigantamax. Dynamax. There should be more Gigantamax Pokemon though. I'm quite disappointed honestly, with Arceus, Legends Arceus. Like, they got Hisuian form, which is quite amazing and all. It's quite, sensational, but I would prefer Gigantamax, like more Gigantamax forms. Gigantamax Widear, Gigantamax Stantler. That would be pretty cool. Gigantamax Empoleon, Gigantamax Infernape. I mean, could you imagine? But it's quite, it's quite an interesting surprise. It's definitely a pleasant surprise for them to pull out a, different starter Pokemons to kind of pull a trick off the hat and give us different starter Pokemon instead of the Diamond and Pearl starters for Legends Arceus. But for the Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl though, there should definitely be new Gigantamaxes. There are no extra Gigantamax, which is an anticlimax. It's a huge anticlimax. Indeedee VMAX. Can you imagine if there's a VMAX for Indeedee? It would do like, heal 50 damage from all of your Pokemon. From all Pokemons in play. All of your Pokemons in play, obviously. Or 80 damage. Heal 80 damage and do like 130 damage or something. And at the same time, your Pokemon in play has no weakness. So that would be pretty cool, right? Ability to guard all of the Pokemon for weakness, and then attack to heal damage, and do a decent amount of damage as well. So they put a love because they were expecting us not to be able to win this turn. But even though we deck ourselves out, we actually intentionally did that to do the highest damage possible, with the boss order killing off the VMAX with one hit, drawing the last 3 prize for the win. So that was a good win. That was a good scoop. We won Urshifu VMAX, thanks to Manaphy, destroying Urshifu off the meta board. The standard format is now having a new deck, a new boss in play. Indeedee is coming back and showing off its skills. Indeedee is now the new broken deck. It's not that broken though. You need a lot of supports, right? You need your supporting Milotic, your Electrike's bench early, you need Blunder Policy out, you need quite a lot of things. But you can actually attack on the go though. If you get a lucky few hits with your Drampa, you can actually do extra few damage before collecting the knockout with 200 plus. All you need is 200 plus, 20 plus cards in your hand to do a Hand Kinesis knockout. So it's not too difficult, it's not impossible. It's quite difficult to do a one-hit KO for this deck though. That is why we have our secondary attackers, Drampa to do 30 base damage at least, so that we get to collect the knockout later, lowering the HP by only 30, but forcing, allowing us that, loosening our hand range, allowing us that extra flexibility, to have 3 less cards in our hand. That means we don't need that many to do a VMAX knockout. They got the new Houndoom. I think it's Grimsley's Houndoom. Isn't that cool? Grimsley from Black and White, I think. Okay. It's an Urshifu single strike deck. 1 prize Urshifu. Super turbo. They just need Houndoom and Urn of Vitality. They got Bibarel to draw as well. So it's gonna be super difficult to kill off this, to win this deck, if they are able to earn every single turn. They need 6 copies though. They need 6 attackers, but they can attack with Houndoom. They can collect a knockout. They need 2 single strike energies on Houndoom though. 90 damage to kill off the Indeedee. So it's quite difficult. Unless we play a Surskit. So our best bet is to not play Surskit. If we want to attack with anything but Indeedee, it's better to play with a Blunder Policy. It's better to play either Drampa or the other one. What's the other one? Krabby. Because Krabby has 80 HP. So we are forcing them to waste their Urn of Vitality, waste the amount of times that they are using the single strike energy. They can still play Karen's Conviction though at the last minute. So Karen is going to help them a lot. If they play Bite, they can do Karen for a one-hit knockout, right? If we got, for example, 2 prize cards remaining, they can do 80 damage with Karen alone, plus 20 with Bite. That's already enough to kill an Indeedee. Okay, let's just do... We should be playing Avery this turn, because we actually get to remove a lot of their bench Pokemon, and they have to rot everything back, which is a big hassle. But let's just wait one turn, wait for them to evolve everything before doing the Avery. I think that would be smarter, and it actually helps us draw more this turn as well. So let's focus on drawing more cards into our hand. All we need is to hit the threshold. If we can hit the threshold of 14 cards, then all we need is to keep drawing a few more to basically maintain the number of cards in our hand to do a OHKO against a Stage 1 Urshifu. Because the Stage 1 Urshifu is 140 HP. But if they have 2 damage counters on it though, with the single strike roar, we just need 12 cards in our hand. So single strike is gonna be quite vulnerable to 1 price stacks because their HP is lowered by Houndoom. I suppose that's why Abomasnow is gonna help out a lot. Abomasnow is like almost essential for a 1 price single strike deck. If you're up against other 1 price decks, obviously. But if you're up against VMAX, you don't need much because you're doing so much damage with that 1 Urshifu Choice Belt. Look at that, they have Choice Belt. So they're doing 220 plus 40 for 2 single strike energies. That's 270 damage with the Choice Belt. I think it's a base of 120. 240 with 2 single strike energies. Yep. So they're only doing 200 base damage though. If they have damage counters on the Urshifu, and if you don't have special energies attached to it, if you have no single strike energies, you get to do a base 200 damage. Okay, we got Spiral Rush. Are we gonna waste 1 turn doing that? They got the first prize. They are kind of taking their time to peruse the prize cards as if they can see through it or something. And we're just gonna evolve this one. Retreat to another Indeedee. We need to keep hitting them. We're playing Avery this turn because they already evolved everything. So forcing them to rot a lot of cards back inside the deck. Otherwise, they cannot actually survive. They need the Bibarel, so they're forced to discard 1 Houndoom and 1 Urshifu, which is gonna destroy them a lot. It's gonna set them back a few turns. They need the rod, they need to bench more basics, they need to evolve all over again. They need the Houndoom as well. 50 damage though, it's not enough, right? If they're doing 70 damage with the first attack, Indeedee gets to survive 1 more turn. So the next one, they can actually bring out a second single strike energy though. So they can knock out our first Indeedee already. If they bench another Cupful, we're done. If they bench 2 Cupful, we're even more done. So they got the first prize, so it's not looking too good for us. They benched another one, horrible. And they rotted on the same turn. That is horrible. Incense. They got Cynthia and Bruno for a 1 price deck. and they just bossed the fish. They bossed our fish. They need the Urn of Vitality though. If they don't have an Urn, they better get an energy card from withdrawal. If they don't get the energy, they can't attack this turn. Are they able? They're probably going to be able to do it, right? They got 2 rods, look at that. They play a lot of special energies though. So that means they didn't shuffle back the basic, and they did not attack us. Look at that. They didn't get the special energy. They didn't get any energy cards in their hand. No Urn of Vitality means they can't recycle the energy. They got 3 single strike discarded, so look at that. 3 single strike discarded. That was a big surprise that they paused the turn not attacking. So now we're 1 price ahead. We better attack right now because we won't be 1 price ahead otherwise. Okay, all we need to do is just keep on attacking and do nothing else. We just need to be consistent. Somehow, Rescue Carrier, we already got our Rescue Carrier, so we just need to attach enough energy cards. We should have saved the energy and not attached the Drampa just now. We just wasted it on the Drampa, so we just need 4 more twin energies. I don't think they can knock us out this turn though, unless they earn and double. They need 2 single strike energies on Houndoom. So they just did a boss. Oh, they're doing a knockout, but not the Indeedee. So we don't need our special energy. We just need two remaining. We got 3 more special energy. Oh, I think we got 2 left. Oh, my bad. We actually got a lot left. We got 4 more special energies. Could be in the price card. Oh, we got 2. We got 2 in our hand. So we just need 1 last one from the deck, and we're good to go. We got Rescue Carrier for Feebas and Indeedee. We're gonna bench the Feebas because we need it badly. If they boss and kill the second Milotic, we're done. So we have no choice but to bench the Feebas, which is not a big deal because we have already enough cards in our hand to knock them out. So we should be doing a boss though, because they can't even knock us out with Houndoom. We should have done a boss. But killing the Houndoom right now actually sets them for failure because they need to somehow get the energy cards out. And if they don't get Houndoom, they can't roar, they don't have enough energies to attack. So either way, they can't attack on the next turn. They can attack with Houndoom if we kill the Cupful, but they can't do a knockout. Unless they draw an energy though. They can actually draw it quite easily because they have like 15 cards left in the deck just now. So it was a smart move killing the Houndoom after all. But they would have to attach to the same one. They would have to spend this 2 single strike energies on the same Houndoom. But I don't think they have a choice though. They really don't have a choice but to do that, because they need to collect a knockout every single turn. They cannot pass a turn. They cannot afford to. But they just did, so that means we just need to boss order right now, kill off another Urshifu. They are down to 1 last attacker. They got 4 cards left in the deck, so that means single strike roar is going to be quite difficult to pull off. For that ability to work, for Houndoom to use its ability, you have to remember to have your single strike energy inside your deck. Otherwise, you can't attach energy cards to your Urshifu. So they need to somehow pull a Marnie or somehow put energy cards back inside the deck if it's inside their hand. It's very likely they have 1 or few copies inside the hand. They just considered because they can't evolve and attach energy. It's too much for them. They got 3 prize cards remaining as well. So that's all for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you next time. Have a great day and bye for now, lovely people. Enjoy your life.